Hi everybody, this is the tutorial for DMS. My name is Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So this song is in standard tuning, and at the beginning of the song we have a finger picking part. You can use a plectrum for this if you want to, but I'll be using my fingers. And let's talk through what happens. So what we're going to do is start with 3 on the E string, and I'm going to keep my finger there. Now for me, I'm going to use my ring finger. You could use that finger and this finger on fret 3 of the B string if you like, but for me I just find that to be easier. But whatever finger is most comfortable for you is the one that you'll use. And what we do is we go from the E to the B, and then we're going to go from the E to the open G string. And then that loops round a good few times. E, B, E, G. E, B, E, G. And then in the second bar, the second group of notes, it repeats. So the first 2 bars we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times around that pattern, before we then go to 3 on the A string, 1 on the B string, before we play 3 and 0 on the A and D strings, A and G strings. And then the one awkward part, we have 3 on the E string, before we play 1, 3 on the B string, that's hammered on. So we have, and I'm hammering on with my little finger there. And I finish off that bar with a 3 on the A and 3 on the G. So I'll play that one bar slowly because it is a bit of an awkward one. And then we go back to the original shape for a bar. We then go back to this shape here, which I'm going to call the C shape. Then we go back to the first shape. And then we have a new pattern, which is open E, open G, open E, open B. Then we go to the C shape. So I'll just play that part. And then we go back to the first shape and play it through. So I'm slowly going to play through that introduction part, which is going to play a big part of the song, so it's well worth getting this part sounding really good. I'll play it through slowly so you can see how it all fits together. Now everything you've just done is the introduction. At that point, when you finish it, we then get the first verse. That's when Zach starts singing, and the great news is you play exactly the same again. Now looking over to my notes, if you play it through all again, that's one verse. It then has a second verse and a third verse, which is all just the same thing over and over and over. Most of the time when he's singing, when he goes to the C shape, he doesn't hammer on. So instead of hammering on that little finger, just ignore it and just play as normal. Now later on in the song, we get a chorus, and that's where we can start to strum some chords. So I'm going to actually pick up my plectrum for this part. In the chorus, we can have an E minor to a C and then a G. Now I'm going to talk through how to build those chords, just in case you're not familiar. We have an open E for E minor, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, and 0 on the remaining strings. That's E minor. For C, which is the second chord of the chorus, we have 3 on the A, 2 on the D, a 0 on the G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We don't play the low E string. And the last chord we need for the chorus is a G major chord. 3 on the E, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0 on the D, G, and B, and then a 3 on the high E string. Now, in terms of how we play those chords, because it's going to cycle through those chords quite a lot in the chorus, it goes like this. In fact, it's worth mentioning that if you want the chord chart for this, as well as the chords and lyrics matched up, as well as the tab for the introduction, so 3 different sheets, then head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description, and for the price of a coffee, you get access to not only this song, but a bunch of other Zach Bryan songs, and close to 500 other songs of the latest releases. In fact, the people on the screen who are my active patrons will get all of that content the moment this video goes live. So yeah, more about those later, but yeah, fantastic offer. So in the chorus, what we would do is play E minor, C, and G, 2, 3, 4. So that's a bit of an awkward kind of quick change there. 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G again, then G, C, E minor, and E minor again. We then repeat E minor, C, G, G again, and then we have G, C, E minor. So you can see there's kind of a pattern there. There's just lots and lots of quick changes. So yeah, it might be worth checking out the link on Patreon so you don't have to memorize it and potentially make a mistake. Now it's also worth mentioning for that chorus, you could play nice and gentle, or you could have a bit more of a louder, full-on strumming like this. Feel free to come up with your own pattern for that, but I think that works really, really well for the lyrics. Now looking over to my notes, we get a ton of repetition. We get a 4th and 5th verse, which is just going back to the parts that we have fingerpicked, and so on. We then have a chorus, which is exactly the same as the chorus we've just gone over. Then there is then a post-chorus and a 6th verse. Now the 6th verse, the final part of the song, we are going to sustain the chords. We're not going to play the pattern or strum a really big strumming pattern. We just hold and let the chords ring out like this. G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, and C, up to G. Then a quick change from E minor, C, G. And that will get you to the end of the song. So if you found this video useful, please do like and subscribe. It really, really helps out the channel. And also, I want to just show off the patrons as well, because they support me every month. They make this job really worthwhile. And yeah, very, very pleased and privileged to be helping them every month get better at the guitar. So if you do want to get involved, links are in the description for that. However, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.